is back. Your ex wants you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be back in your life. You wouldn't have manifested this for whatever reason you've manifested this. All right, this is a very exciting topic, something that I've never spoken about on this channel. I don't also think that this gets spoken about enough. I see a lot for get the ex back, get the SP back, and then it ends, right? So this is an inspired video thanks to one of my ex-clients. I say ex because this client worked with me last year. We did a bout of 21 days specific person and self-concept challenge, and then he wanted to continue the support as we continued working on his self-concept. Lots of triggers coming up. Third party was involved, third party and ex eloped and moved state, all the things. I was a little bit disappointed in myself as a support. You can imagine I'm really, one of my affirmations, guys, is anybody who comes into contact with me is successful. It happens on this channel with manifesting coaching. It happens for all of the work that I do. I always want people to feel a level of success and feel better when they come into contact with me. So it was a little bit disappointing because we didn't actually end up manifesting the SP, but lo and behold, a few months later, as you guys can see, I'll show you guys again, the SP is now back in his state. So the SP literally moved state and is now back. What's really interesting and why I wanted to talk about this is because when he texted me today, he said he's very nervous. And I said, well, you have to remember all the self-concept work that we did. You can't be nervous if you're in this new version of self that is in knowing, that is in claiming, that is identifying with this relationship in the sense of identifying with a healthy relationship and knowing this is inevitably yours. It's already done. You've now stepped into this incredible version of yourself and you're kind of so unbothered by everything and anything. As you guys will know on the manifesting journey, I think this is why it's such a beautiful journey. When you're elevating your life to a next level, you kind of shed all the stuff that you don't need anymore in your life. And this is why I think when the X and the SP or the SP reach out, why it's actually so great. It really shows you where you're sitting in your concept of self. So I've had a lot of people, when they've reached out and told me, yeah, my SP came back in and I'm really unbothered. I don't even know if I want to date them anymore, which is a really cool space to be in because as you elevate your life, you'll realize you have so many choices. There are literally so many people in the world. And sometimes it's when you elevate that self-concept, your concept of yourself in relationships, and you realize what you've actually been, given per se is not exactly what your soul wants. It's not exactly the most healthy relationship. But that being said, you want what you want, and if you want your ex back and you guys are all, meant to be, then you can have any version of your SP that you desire. That's not what I'm saying. It's up to you to decide what you want. But a lot of people do elevate their self-concept and then they're just like, I don't want them anymore. I manifested this amazing guy over here or this amazing girl over there. Lo and behold, this is really interesting. Firstly, I want you guys to realize that manifesting back in your ex and your SP is an amazing thing. You have now proven to yourself that law of assumption, law of attraction works for you. Law of attraction, law of assumption works for everybody. As I've spoken in many of my videos, I didn't create it. No coach here on this social media platform on YouTube has created law of assumption, law of attraction. It's been around for eons, years, millions of years, centuries. Everybody just gives their personal twang, their personal take on the concept, if you can call it that, the lifestyle. Okay? But you should be extremely happy with yourself and extremely excited because, yeah, you have proved to yourself that you created this. You also created everything leading up to it. And now you realize the coolest thing is through the manifestation work and the internal work and learning about techniques and really honing in on you realize that it's always been you and it's always going to be you, which is so cool now because using this energy, you've realized if I can create this, if I've gone from being blocked or my SP moved to out of state and they've come back, shit, I created this. Now I can have anything I want. That should be the starting point for everything. But generally what tends to happen, and I'm speaking on personal experience here of manifesting my ex in and out, in and out, in and out, it was really triggering. When you don't work truly on your concept of self, I'm talking about specifically your perception of yourself and I promote healthy relationships. You're going to be triggered by when they come back in, old assumptions, old stories, particularly people who only get small hellos. They might get a little WhatsApp message. They're not, their SP hasn't reached out with a bouquet of flowers asking them to marry them. yeah, you're going to be triggered. You're going to maybe wonder if this is even possible. This is too good to be true, and you become weak at the knees. And this is where you guys need to continue your self-concept work. You need to continue working on that new story. You guys know, and you need to remember every single day, maybe tattoo it here or here. My assumptions create my reality. My state of consciousness creates my reality. Whatever you believe, whatever belief system you have, my affirmations, determine my reality. Because it's all about this, guys. When your internal world is at a stage where you're like so unbothered and so comfortable and so believing in what you're actually doing and how you're living your life, this is the moment where it's like everything is done and good. But it doesn't happen most of the time because we just, like I said, we just get triggered and we end up being broken up with again, or our old patterning comes up. Because I think our partners, particularly, those closest to us, they're always going to be a direct reflection of something. And this also goes, I've been with my partner now for 3 years. A lot of us have this idea that when the SP comes in or we get married, that's going to be a dream life, and everything that I healed over there is just gone. But it's going to perpetuate through your life. You're going to continue to see that your assumptions create your reality. You will be triggered very often. That's maybe a limiting belief, but you will have certain trigger points come up during your life. And the coolest thing about this point is the less you overthink this entire thing now, because you've obviously got to a state of consciousness or a stage in your life where you realize, or a stage in this process per se, that you can get them back. So whatever you have been doing is working. So whatever you have been doing, until it becomes a complete state of your being, until you just know that this marriage is yours or this commitment is yours, you just got to keep doing it. You just got to keep doing it until it becomes your natural state. That's all that this is. This is just doing whatever you've been doing. If you've manifested, I'm talking about like manifesting the SP back, right? Whatever you've been doing is working. So continue to do it. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. This is really such an integral part of manifesting an SP back in, an X back in, and actually keeping the relationship. You guys can't drop off with your inner work. And I think that's something that I'm really learning in my own relationship of 3 years, that it's stuff's, we're all human, guys. Stuff is going to show up. It's how you respond to it. And for those of us who get very excited and we head back into our old stories and our old assumptions and our old belief systems, we're just going to see the same shit literally repeat itself over and over again. So you need to take a step back. You need to stop overthinking stuff. A lot of us will start wanting again, we'll start chasing, we'll wonder why they're not asking for commitment straight away. The SP will be triggered and they'll leave again. So please don't be stupid like me and repeat that pattern over again. Chill out. You know that this is in the bag. You know that your assumptions create. You know that everything you've been doing is working. So the only thing that's going to happen is if you literally freak the fuck out, stop doing your inner work, if you continue to go back to what was not working before, because that's your safe space, right? I always say, until something truly becomes like a dominant state of your being or a permanent state of your being, then it sort of becomes a lifestyle. Then everything just, your whole self elevates, right? But it's in this moment it gets a little bit tricky. This is your true test. How much can you remain unbothered by what they're doing, whether they're just texting you once every couple of days? Cool. This is amazing. Remember how amazing you are. Remember how powerful you are. Don't overthink everything. Don't want everything too fast. Like, you guys are going to be together forever anyway, so you got a lot of time. Don't worry. Don't stress. Like, it's in the bag, guys. You know that this is in the bag. Your SP is back. Your ex wants you. Otherwise, they wouldn't be back in your life. You wouldn't have manifested this. For whatever reason you've manifested this, you know that you want this. Just be chill. Okay? And if those triggers come up, as I've said in many of my videos, see them for what they are. Work through them. I think it's always important, guys, to work through your triggers. Ask yourself questions. Be curious. What is it about this relationship that's triggering me? Again, my SP or something that he's doing in the 3D is triggering me. Chill. Take a day for yourself. Take a day or two. Don't rush into things too fast, guys. Something wasn't working before. Something broke down. Now they're back. Don't let that breakdown happen again, guys. Okay, so that's my own personal take on when the X or the SP comes back in, what you guys should be doing, they're going to trigger you. Trust me, they're going to trigger the old self, however. If you are in the new state of being where you're just amazing, you're just this incredible human being that's just loving her life, living her life, doing her stuff, you're going to attract them back because they love you. They literally, guys, there's a reason that they're in your life. They love you. Okay? They just don't need we just don't need the drama over here anymore. We literally don't need the drama, guys. Stand in love. Stand in contentment. Stand in easiness. And this is yours. That's it. All right, guys, I hope that made a little bit of sense. Thank you for being here today. Very excited to keep you guys hopefully with a second success story for this particular client. And if you guys have had success and you have anything to share as well, I would love to read your comments, guys. I love anybody who has had this in their reality before. I feel like my hands are very dancey today. Please do write in the description. Write in the comments below, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.